When it comes to next generation consoles, clearly people are either going to go with Microsoft or they're going to go with Sony. I doubt there's an incredibly large amount of people that are going to get both, especially at launch. That looks like it's going to be quite an expensive endeavor. And to be quite honest, Microsoft doesn't seem like they have the actual games to warrant buying their platform at launch. You know, maybe that'll change in a couple years. Maybe it won't matter. But I doubt that the slight differences between the multi-platform titles are going to be enough to actually push anybody to get an Xbox that wasn't already going to get one. So in my opinion, people aren't going to switch from PlayStation to Xbox just based off of that factor and that factor alone. With that being said, some developers are coming out speaking out about the PlayStation 5, and I gotta say, every time we hear something new about the PlayStation 5, it becomes that much more clear that Sony 100% knew what they were doing right from the beginning, and Microsoft went in the opposite direction. So this should be a fascinating video. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. It really does. People ask all the time, what's the best way I can support a small channel like yours? A simple like, share it out, take a minute to consider subscribing. You can also hit the bell so you're notified of everything as soon as it drops. If you're new to the channel, what's up? The thing that you can do is just basically, make sure that you're here for the content. I do stuff every single day. So shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody in between. How you doing? I see you out there. I see you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So we know that we still haven't got a price yet. No price. No release date yet either. But we are getting some more information about what these consoles can do. And I tell you what, that part alone gets me incredibly excited about what's going on for next generation. Now, the interesting thing is Sony has a lot going for them right now. Okay, they've got a well-rounded console. They've got a futuristic look where it looks like they actually kind of gave a care about what they were designing. They obviously have the most talented developers in the world working for them, and people are actually excited for the exclusive games. On Microsoft's side, you have a powerful console. There's nothing real special to the looks of it. They're utilizing basically the same controller as last generation, and the games just aren't there. They're not there. And again, another bad part to Microsoft is Nvidia just announced these pretty cheap cards that outperform the Xbox Series X already, and since all Xbox games and even some exclusive PC stuff are on PC and not even Xbox, I think that really kind of seals the fate of the Xbox Series X, unfortunately. So when it comes to that, the difference is going to always come down to the exclusives and the content, and it looks like Sony's got the content while Microsoft just simply doesn't. It doesn't look like Microsoft cares. So with that being said, you had the creative director for Insomniac Games talking about what the PlayStation 5 hardware actually means for Miles Morales, the upcoming Spider-Man game launch title. And he says, beyond near instant loading and fast travel, the solid-state drive and its speed allow us to more quickly load and display more detailed assets. So again, it's more than just quick loading times. A lot of people just go, you know what? Quick loading times, I can wait a few extra seconds to play on Xbox or whatever. I get that a lot, believe it or not. But this 100% states right there, display more detailed assets thanks to this particular function and feature on the PlayStation 5. He said this should lead to the city looking better than ever, and this is just the beginning for our team unlocking those possibilities. It's a fundamental change and that we can't wait to take more advantage of in the years to come. And that's from Brian Horton, the creative director on Miles Morales. So again, to anybody that keeps thinking, the next generation solid-state drive on the PlayStation 5 is only about those load times, you're completely wrong. It's about so much more than that, and that's something that I tried to stress for a long time. This is something that realistically, I really do think that they've went all out to get everything sort of up to snuff and ready to go. You know what I mean? I just think that that's incredible, and the fact that developers are talking about it makes it even more incredible, and the fact that they're not backing down from this. So this is something that I feel like people are really kind of gravitating to, and they weren't the only ones. Insomniac Games, obviously a huge key pickup for Sony going into next generation, because they already had, let's face it, the best developers of any first party out there. I'm just going to keep it real with you. You look at the talents such as Naughty Dog, Sony Santa Monica, you have Insomniac Games, Sucker Punch, Polyphony Digital. You also have their Japan studio. You also have a situation with some of the other studios that they have that are just phenomenal studios. I don't even want to take anything away from Ben Studios because I think they're a huge up-and-coming studio as well. Guerrilla Games, of course, does absolutely incredible work. And obviously Horizon Zero Dawn was a huge coup for them. But, again, going back to the creative director of Insomniac Games, talking about Ratchet & Clank, which we've seen this with our own eyes, and people are like, wow, I didn't expect this game to be a showpiece for next generation. So this is what the creative director at Insomniac actually had to say about Ratchet & Clank and the power of the PlayStation 5. He says, hopefully players were able to see in the new extended gameplay trailer that we recently revealed for Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, the solid-state driving custom I/O architecture around it allows us to send players across dimensions with near-instant speed. It fundamentally changes the rules and allows us to think about game ideas and game designs that are only possible on PlayStation 5. So they're doubling down on the fact that this stuff is only possible on the PlayStation 5, and I think I really enjoy that aspect of it, because if you look at how Microsoft is doing things, of course they don't really have any exclusives to begin with, but there's not really much of a reason other than you can play your old games, or that, and they say that they don't care if you buy their new platform. So I feel like there's a distinct advantage for PlayStation going into next generation, and that's something that I think Sony themselves have really kind of done a good job of sort of completely embarrassing Microsoft on that point. Okay, like Microsoft is almost forced to kind of walk back on a lot of their original ideas, because let's face it, when it comes down to it, they realistically made the wrong choice. When you go into a new generation trying to say, oh, well, there are no more generations, that's a real mistake. That's a huge mistake, in my opinion. You've got to come out there and you've got to show people why they should buy your console, why they should buy your platform, why they should invest in your ecosystem. And I'm sorry, people just are not used to that situation where, hey, now there's not a reason to get your platform. There's just not going to be that excitement, to get people amped up and to get people excited about what's going on. And that's really unfortunate. I just feel like in terms of what Microsoft and Sony are doing compared to each other, it's super unfortunate that this is the way that things have to be. And it also came out, there was this recent list of most anticipated games, and this is bad news for Microsoft. This is what Microsoft should have been worried about. This is what Microsoft should be worried about for the launch of the Xbox Series X, and just for mind share and market share combined, because it doesn't look good for the Xbox right now. I have to admit that it 100% does not look good for them. To further illustrate my point, obviously everybody has a list of games that they're most looking forward to this holiday, but what's the general gaming public look forward to? Well, Nielsen surveyed over 6,000 gamers, taking into account various measures including consumer awareness, interest, urgency, and more, and the results are hugely interesting. According to Nielsen, the three most anticipated games of 2020 holiday season are, drumroll, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and Marvel's Avengers. Obviously, any new Call of Duty is going to be huge, and you might go, well, that's available on the Xbox, and so is Avengers, but PlayStation has official content with both of those games, okay? PlayStation gets the beta first, PlayStation's getting content first, and then with Marvel's Avengers, PlayStation's getting Spider-Man on there, of course. So all three of those are really tied in to, the PlayStation ecosystem. So if you look at, like, they list some of the specific platforms, it looks like PlayStation owners are looking forward to Miles Morales, Gran Turismo 7, Demon Souls, and some other stuff. And Xbox fans don't really have anything to look forward to. They even mentioned that there's not a lot going on with Xbox, with Crossfire X only generating slight buzz. So again, when you have people looking forward to next generation, and you're, what am I going to get? Like, even leading into this generation, right? It's like, I'll tell you what, like, I had pre-ordered my Xbox One. I had, let me think, the launch games that I got. Dead Rising 3, which was the Day 1 edition. Forza Motorsport Steelbook Edition was the Day 1 edition. Rise Son of Rome, the Day 1 edition. I also got the $60 Xbox Live card because it was like a silver edition that came with free Shadow Jago on Killer Instinct. So because I had also got Killer Instinct, and I also bought Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I think I got a couple of other games as well. I know I got Call of Duty Ghosts. I had to like sort of re-up and do that because I had bought it on 360, beat it, played it on there, and then I traded it in for and for a $10 upcharge, I ended up getting the Xbox One version as well. So I ended up with 6 launch games. I might have even got Need for Speed or something like that. But yeah, so you know, you go from getting games that you're super excited about to games to there's literally nothing. Like, I can't imagine what somebody's going to go into a store and, you know, I know casuals don't usually buy new consoles at launch, but I can't imagine somebody going in there and be like, I got to get me an Xbox Series X and play, you know, the medium or whatever. You know, I don't see that happening, where I do see a large contingent of people going to get Spider-Man. So, hey, you can only play that on PS5. That's a big win for Sony. It's going to get ugly this holiday season, I can tell you that much. I will link this stuff in the description. Let me know what you think. Please take a second to consider subscribing to my channel. I do daily content, unscripted everything. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, happy, healthy. Game on, everybody. Game on. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.